device there.
Activate.
Alright guys, so let's continue with question 5 on the paper 2019 biology, higher paper 1. It says the water moves from a plant to the atmosphere through the leaves. How is the volume of water lost from the leaves controlled? Now, underneath the leaf, you're going to have your guard cells and they open and close the stomata, okay? So that is the way the gases go in and out from the leaf. So its water is actually turned into water vapor and it escapes through there. It will be through the stomata, okay? So let's write that down. So there you have it, first easy peasy mark. Question number 4.2. Describe the transport of water through a plant from the roots to the atmosphere. So first of all, the water is going to be transported by the xylem and it's going to evaporate from the leaves through the stomata. Easy peasy, just like that, okay? You could mention that the water is going to be lost as water vapor, or you can just say it's going to evaporate. So any of those is going to be fine, all right? So let's just write that down. Okay, so let's go to the next question. A student investigated the volume of water lost from two plants of different species. Both plants were kept together. Figure 5 shows the student's results. So this is what they measure, the y-axis, and that is you'll be your dependent variable, and then at the bottom your independent variable, which is what changes. Now it says here the plant A 18 centimeter cubes of water, and plant B lost about, so that would be just 2 in between. Somewhere in the middle here we're gonna have 7. So if we look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots in the middle there, you're gonna have 7. So it lost just over 7 centimeter cubes, right? So let's have a look to the actual question. Suggest one reason for the difference in rate of water loss from the two plants in the first 2.5 hours. Right, so going back to the image, this is the hours. Here is where we got 2.5 hours, okay? Now, plant B, it was that much. And then plant A was that much. So plant A had 10 and plant B only had 2. So why is it that plant A gave out more water than plant B? Well, as we know, the water evaporates through the stomata, so that could mean that the plant A has more stomata per leaves. It could mean that it just has more leaves. The leaves might be bigger as well because they are different species, or that the leaves, plant A has a total surface area greater than plant B. Okay, so any of those marks, any of those answers would give you in that mark. Okay, so I'm gonna go for more stomata and more leaves. Right, any of those there would have given you a mark. Now, something that I very often see in the answers from questions like this is that students would lose time writing the question again. So in this question, it says, suggest one reason for the difference in rate of water loss from two plants in the first 2.5 hours. Now, students would normally go, the reason why the plant lost different amounts of water and rate of, and they just go around writing the question again, thinking that that's going to give them any more marks. But you just got to go straight to your answer. You go straight to the answer. It's only a 1 mark question, okay? So if you carry on elaborating on unnecessary things like rewriting the question, you're just going to be wasting a lot of time, okay? Okay, so here we are, question 4.4. Both plants were moved to a different place at 2.5 hours. Calculate the rate of water loss per hour in plant B from 2.5 to 3 hours and give your answer to 2 significant figures. All right, so going back to here, at this point, after 2.5 hours, the plants were moved somewhere else, and the question is asking you to give calculate the loss of water by per hour for plant B, and that will be from 2.5 to 3 hours, and give your answer to 2 significant figures. Right, so from here, from this spot to, let's go there, cross around this line there, right, and then we said that the middle was going to be 7, and if we go here, if we're going to get technical, that's going to be 730. And that's kind of the half of 730, so that's 15, so that will be 7.15, okay, if you want to calculate it like that. Right, so let's have a look. Did I do that right? Let me see. If that is half of it, that's going to be, the half of it is in the half, that's 7, and then you got, well, just somewhere around there, so between that and that, that's just an estimate, something like that. All right, so let's see, what do we do next? Okay, so now that we have the value of 7.5, okay, all the way here, from 3 hours it was 7.5, and then we're gonna take away the 2.5 hours, which is 2, so we're going to do 7.15, take away 2, which is gonna give us 5.5, okay, but that is just the difference within half an hour, because this is half an hour over here. Between 2.5 and 3 hours is half an hour. So what you can do is that you do your you're going to do your 5.15, you can either times it by 2, because that is just half an hour, or you can divide it by 0.5 and see what we get, okay? So let's have a look. And there you have it. You could have used any of those 2 methods and you still would have gotten the same answer, okay? So your answer would be 10.3. There you go. So let's move on now to question 4.5. It says here, suggest 2 reasons why the rate of water loss in both plants change after the 2.5 hours. Now, it could be a number of things, okay? We can say that the rate increased because it got warmer, because there was more light wherever they were moved. There was a higher light intensity. They could have been indoors and they moved outdoors. They could have been in the shadow, and then they could put somewhere where it was a lot more brighter. And you could say that later on it got less humid. So it could have been early hours, and then it was a bit humid from the condensation overnight, and then as it moved towards closer to midday, all the condensation left, and it was less humid, so therefore the rate of photosynthesis also increased. And you could also say that it got windier, because as it is windier, the rate of photosynthesis is also going to increase. So any of those 4 there would have given you a mark, okay? So let's just write down it got warmer and the rest of those. Okay, and there you have it. That is question 4 for you. So click on the next video so we can move on to question 5 of the 2019 paper. Okay. Also, if you're enjoying this so far and you're finding it helpful, like and subscribe so you can help me out and I can just feel more motivated to do some more of these videos so for your own benefit and for mine. Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's a nightmare. Activate.